Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elsa Annisa Padri. So today I'd like to present a research study that titled Crisis Communication related to students learning implementation in public relation marketing event calls by Faustiana from Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara. So, the background of this research is the study explore how students enrolled in the marketing event public relation course handle learning challenges or crises that arise during practical projects. Crises in this context include miscommunication, planning failures, or external disruptions, all of which affect learning and performance. And this study aims to understand communication patterns and improve how both students and educators respond to such issues. So, key finding. The first finding is communication patterns. The writer identified three communication patterns that consistently emerge. First, communication among students, which involve teamwork, coordination, and peer accountability. Second, communication with lecturer or instructor, where students seek guidance, feedback, and clarity. And third, communication with external stakeholders such as clients, sponsors, or event partners. And the second finding is successful crisis communication requires to navigate crisis effectively. Students need to apply core communication principles. The first is transparency, being open and honest about the problems. Second, rapid response, addressing issues quickly before they worsen. And third, two-way communication. So it's not just sending information, but listening and responding. And third, consistency and empathy. Staying clear and clear in all messages. And the third finding is when student fails to communicate properly. When students fail to communicate properly, the consequences are serious. The first one is coordination breakdown. Tasks are missed or duplicated. Second, reputation suffer, both for the student and institution. And most importantly, learning goals are not achieved, reducing the effectiveness of the course. So there are three findings of this research: communication patterns, successful courses communication requires, and when students fail to communicate properly. And next, I'd like to talk about the role of lecture. The first one is clearly explaining course objective. So, students understand expectations. And the second, encouraging discussion and reflections. Is this helping students think critically about problems? And third, using real-world examples. It is to make concepts more relevant and applicable. And fourth, monitoring student progress and offering constructive feedback along the way. And the five, facilitating post-crisis evaluations, where students can analyze what went wrong and how to improve next time. And next, I'd like to talk about the conclusion of this research. So, the study concludes that understanding and applying crisis communication effectively in classroom not only enhances learning but also prepares students for real-life challenges in public relation industry. Lecturers and institutions must work together to ensure students are equipped with strong communication strategies. As recommendation of this research, so the recommendation are embed crisis communication in the curriculum, use simulation and case studies for real-world practice, foster open communication between students and educators. So they are the recommendation of this research. So, for a summary of this research, crisis communication is not just for professionals in the field, it begins in the classroom. And preparing students today means empowering future communicators who are ready for any challenges. So, I think that is all. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.